This year has not looked anything like I planned. I've been incredibly ill through pregnancy, followed by an unplanned C-section, and then a very rough postpartum season. Energy has been limited. Mental space has been limited. Some days simply showing up has felt like enough. But one thing I haven't lost momentum with this year is BiblioPlan. And honestly, that says a lot because this has been a year where only the most sustainable things have survived. If I'm being honest, I needed curriculums that could carry some weight for me this year. Majority of the time, when life gets tough, the first thing to go is the extracurriculars, the history and sciences and arts. But BiblioPlan has been like a well-marked trail. When I didn't have the strength to keep going, I didn't need to reinvent anything. I didn't need to prep extensively. I just needed to press play and follow along. Because of the audio MP3, we've been able to complete our history lessons consistently, even on days when reading aloud felt like too much. There's something powerful about learning and continuing to move forward, even when the teacher is tired. The audio has truly been a lifeline for me this year. On days when my body was exhausted or my mind felt foggy, the audio stepped in and carried the lessons.
Mimir. The price for drinking from the well of Mimir was to gouge out an eye and sacrifice it to the well, which explains why Odin is a one-eyed god. Odin also has other ways of seeing. First, Odin has two clever ravens who gather news for him. One is called Hugin, or...
My kids stayed engaged. They were still hearing well-written, well-paced history. And I didn't feel like school completely depended on me performing. For postpartum life especially, that has mattered more than I can put into words. Another thing that I've loved this year is how approachable the arts and crafts and hands-on activities are. They're not complicated. They're not Pinterest pressure projects. They're doable. Everything is laid out clearly, supplies, directions, and the purpose. I didn't have to hunt things down or spend mental energy figuring out how to connect the history that we're doing to something more tangible. BiblioPlan didn't just give us information, it gave us entry points. It invited my kids to step into history, not just hear about it. One of the biggest gifts this year has been the discussion guides. I didn't have to come up with the questions on the spot. I didn't have to mentally prepare thoughtful prompts. They were already there, ready when we were. And that matters when your brain is running on a limited bandwidth. It felt like BiblioPlan respected my season. It didn't demand more than I could give, but it still delivered depth. One of the reasons I continue to recommend BiblioPlan is that it allows all my kids to stay together in history. Even when everything feels fragmented, different levels, different needs, history has been our anchor subject. We're learning the same time period. We're hearing the same stories. We're having shared conversation. It's like a gathering around the same table, even if everyone brings a different plate. That shared experience has been grounding for all of us, from high school to elementary. I also want to say this, BiblioPlan is just simply well written. It reads smoothly, it's engaging, it doesn't feel dry or overwhelming. Even as a sleep-deprived postpartum mama, I've found myself drawn into the narrative. And when I'm engaged, my kids are engaged. Good writing carries energy, and this year I've needed curriculum that brought its own energy. If you're in a hard season, if you're pregnant, postpartum, burnt out, or just stretched thin, if you need something that works even when you're not at your best, I would definitely recommend BiblioPlan History. It's steady, it's flexible, it meets you where you are without lowering the bar for learning. It's been like a quiet companion this year. Faithful, prepared, and dependable. This year hasn't been about doing more, it's been about doing what matters and doing it consistently. BiblioPlan helped us do that. And in a year where so much felt unpredictable, that consistency has been a grace. If you'd like to find out more about BiblioPlan, check out this playlist right here. And check out my description for a special discount code off of your next order off of BiblioPlan. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.